What a wild weekend in the world of college football, and the dust is still settling. Let's dive right into the biggest news that has the whole set buzzing. Lane Kiffin is reportedly heading to LSU to take the head coaching job. Yes, you heard that right. It looks like the Kiffin era in Oxford is coming to a close, and he's trading in his Ole Miss visor for some purple and gold. This move is sending massive shockwaves through the conference, and it's setting off a chain reaction of coaching changes. The dominoes are just starting to fall, and you can bet this is going to be a crazy off-season. We're talking about a major shift in the SEC landscape, and we'll be tracking every development as it happens. Who will Ole Miss target to replace him? How will this impact recruiting across the conference? The questions are endless. Speaking of major news, let's turn our attention to the Georgia Bulldogs, who are gearing up for a massive week. They've finished the regular season right where they started, at the top, undefeated, and looking absolutely dominant. It's been an incredible journey, capping it off with another decisive win. The team is back in Athens, and the focus is now squarely on the SEC championship. This time next week, we'll know their college football playoff fate. Will they secure the number 1 seed? Who will they be matched up against in the semifinal? The anticipation is building, and the path to a national championship is becoming clearer. The regular season is in the books, and it was a masterpiece. Now, the real season begins. But it wasn't all smooth sailing in their last outing. There's a significant injury concern for the Dogs heading into the championship game. Starting center Drew Bobo went down with a lower left leg injury against Georgia Tech in Mercedes-Benz Stadium and was unable to finish the game. This is a huge blow to the offensive line, which has been a cornerstone of their success all year. Bobo has been an anchor in the middle, and his status for the upcoming game is now a major question mark. We're all holding our breath waiting for an official update. Losing your starting center right before the biggest game of the year is every coach's nightmare. The next man up mentality will be put to the ultimate test. We'll be keeping a close eye on practice reports and any news coming out of Athens regarding his condition. As the postseason approaches, another major factor comes into play: the transfer portal. While it doesn't officially open until January 2nd, the conversations are already happening behind the scenes. For teams like Georgia and others across the country, this period is just as crucial as the games themselves. Roster management is a year-round job, and coaches are already identifying potential needs and targets. Players will be evaluating their roles, their futures, and whether a change of scenery might be best for their careers. The portal has completely changed the dynamic of college football, creating a free agency-like frenzy every offseason. We can expect a flurry of activity as soon as a window opens. Who will be looking for a new home? Which programs will be the most active in building their roster through transfers? It adds another layer of strategy and intrigue to an already exciting time of year. Let's circle back to the Lane Kiffin to LSU news because it's just that monumental. This decision wasn't just a rumor floating around. Reports indicate he made it clear this weekend that he was accepting the job. This is a seismic shift. Kiffin brought a ton of energy and offensive firepower to Ole Miss, making them a consistent threat in the SEC West. Now, he takes that swagger to Baton Rouge, a program with championship expectations year in and year out. The fit seems electric on paper. LSU gets one of the brightest offensive minds in the game, a master of the modern media landscape, and a proven winner. But this leaves a massive void at Ole Miss. Who can they possibly bring in to fill those shoes? The coaching carousel is officially spinning at full speed, and the SEC is right at the center of it. We're going to see a complete reshuffling of the deck, and it will have long-lasting implications for the balance of power in the conference. For Georgia, The immediate focus remains singular: the SEC championship, the noise about the playoff, the transfer portal, and coaching changes elsewhere is just that noise. They have a job to do. But the injury to Drew Bobo looms large. The offensive line's chemistry is so important, and losing a key piece like your center disrupts everything. It affects the snap, the line calls, and the overall protection scheme. The coaching staff will be working overtime to prepare the backup and ensure the offense doesn't miss a beat. This is where championship teams are made by overcoming adversity. Every player on that roster knows what's at stake. A win solidifies their spot as the undisputed top team in the country and gives them momentum heading into the playoff. A loss, however, could complicate their path significantly. The pressure is on. Looking ahead, the next few weeks are going to be a whirlwind. We have conference championships, the college football playoff selection show, the opening of the transfer portal, and a coaching carousel that's spinning out of control. It's the most wonderful and chaotic time of the year for a college football fan. The Kiffin to LSU move is just the first major domino to fall, and it signals a period of significant change within the SEC. Other schools will now be forced to react, whether it's trying to poach a coach or defending their own from being poached. Meanwhile, players across the country are weighing their options, with the portal set to open on January 2nd. It's a convergence of storylines that will shape the 2024 season and beyond. So, to recap the madness, Georgia is undefeated, but facing a key injury at center with Drew Bobo's leg issue. Their playoff destiny will be decided this coming week. The transfer portal is about to unleash its usual chaos starting in January. And the biggest story of all, Lane Kiffin is apparently headed to LSU, a move that completely shakes up the SEC coaching landscape and leaves Ole Miss with a huge vacancy to fill. We are entering the most pivotal stretch of the college football season, where championships are won, careers are made, and the foundation for next year is laid. It's an incredible time to be a fan, and the news is breaking faster than ever. There's so much more to break down, from potential coaching candidates at Ole Miss to how Georgia might adjust their offensive line. We'll be covering every single angle of these developing stories right here. The landscape of the SEC is changing right before our eyes, and we're here to guide you through all of it. This is just the beginning of what promises to be an unforgettable postseason and off-season. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss a single update. We'll be back soon with the very latest. Follow along for more.